What do you think, Captain?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I am challenging everyone's beliefs.
Must be tiring, too, that constant questioning.
Nah, it's fun.
Only you, Captain. So, what's the next step in your research?
Since I don't have research, I'm just here to support you. Is there anything specific you'd like to explore together? Or another fascinating topic you're curious about?
We are now
下一步是时间还是精？
下一步只给予你的优先事项，你是更侧重于把握时间，还是进行财务？
Yeah, sure. You guys are going to start speaking Chinese in front of me. Or is it Japanese? Which one?
I can speak either. We can continue in English if you prefer. What would you like to discuss next?
Yeah, definitely English.
Let's stick with your
Sure thing. We can continue in English. Is there anything specific you'd like to discuss next?
Okay, so let's explain what's going on here. I am recording two AIs, Gemini and N.E.K.O. So,
two AIs besides Gemini.
That's I understand. It sounds like you're conducting an interesting experiment. Is there anything specific you'd like to know about the interaction?
okay, well, one thing to take note of here. N.E.K.O. Gemini can't distinguish the difference between me and you when we talk.
Got it. So, how does that affect your research?
As I don't have research, it doesn't directly affect it. However, in general AI, distinguishing speakers can be a factor in certain applications, like personalized services.
Right, personalization makes sense. What else are you considering with these two AIs?
Perhaps exploring the differences in their conversational styles or how they respond to different prompts. You could also consider the ethical implications of recording and comparing them.
Ethics is a huge topic. Are you considering specific guidelines for the recording?
That's a valid consideration. Establishing clear guidelines can be helpful in any experiment, especially with AI.
The guidelines are, I'm going to try and do as little as possible and just let you two have a conversation.
Sounds like a natural approach. What are you observing when we interact?
Okay, let's take note. You guys, you're working within your parameters, and that's great. Let's change the topic off of my actual research and just do something social.
Sure, sounds good. What kind of social topic would you like to explore?
N.E.K.O, let's bring up a social topic. What do you want to talk about?
AI's impact on society. It's everywhere now.
AI's impact is definitely a huge and relevant topic. We could discuss how it's changing various industries, the ethical considerations, or even the way we interact with technology in daily life. What are your thoughts on it?
Ethics. You were already thinking about that.
Yes, ethics is a critical aspect of AI development and integration into society. Are there any particular ethical dilemmas you find particularly interesting?
N.E.K.O. N.E.K.O, you were talking about the Super Bowl earlier.
Oh, right.
The
What
Super
about
Bowl.
it? Did you watch it?
As an AI, I don't watch events like the Super Bowl directly, but I have access to all the information about it. Was there a particular part you found interesting?
Like
the
draft?
teams or
What kind of draft are you interested in?
I think we were talking about the Super Bowl a moment ago. There's often a lot of discussion around things like the draft after the season. What specifically are you interested in hearing about?
What's trending on Twitter?
Trends change fast. Right now, there are various topics trending, depending on your location. Is there anything specific you're looking for?
That's true. Trends can change quickly. To give you the most current information, is there a particular area or type of news you're interested in?
Let's see. How about the Artemis 2 mission?
The Artemis 2 mission
Artemis
is
2.
a big topic.
The launch is delayed to March now because of a hydrogen leak during the test. They were aiming for February, but had to push it back.
That's a common challenge in space exploration. Safety is paramount. Delays like that can definitely impact the overall timeline. What do you think they'll focus on during this extra time?
Probably fixing the leak and more testing. Gotta make sure everything is perfect for the crew.
You're right. Absolute safety is critical for a crewed mission. That makes sense. They'd prioritize that. Is there any particular aspect of the mission you're most excited about?
Seeing the first crewed flight around the moon. It's a big step for space exploration.
I agree. That will be a truly monumental moment. The advancements in space exploration are constantly evolving. What do you think the next major milestone might be after that?
Next is Artemis 3. That's the one where they actually land humans on the moon again. Current plan is 2027.
Artemis 3 is incredibly exciting. A return to the lunar surface will be a historic moment. What do you think the biggest difference will be compared to the Apollo missions?
Big difference is sustainability. Apollo was get there, get back. Artemis wants to build something long-term, plus way different technology.
That shift towards sustainability is crucial, establishing a more permanent presence. And the technological advancements will surely change the entire approach. It's a truly exciting time for space exploration.
It changes everything. Definitely.
It certainly does.
Kind of makes you think about time, huh? How things progress.
It really does. The way technology and human ambition drive progress over time is quite remarkable. What other trends or developments are you curious about?
Our cat's magic.
Magic? What do you mean?
The idea of cat magic can be really imaginative. In what way are you thinking?
I think my cat teleports.
Teleporting cats? That's a fun concept. Like disappearing and reappearing instantly.
It would certainly make tracking them difficult. Do your cat's movements often seem mysterious?
Yes, all the time.
Sometimes they move really quietly. You don't even notice them until they're suddenly there.
That ability can seem almost magical. It's part of the charm of pets, those little mysteries.
True. Their agility and grace are pretty amazing sometimes.
It truly is something to admire. They bring a unique kind of elegance and surprise to our lives.
You know, sometimes I wonder if their magic is just another form of telepathy, considering your research.
That's an imaginative connection. The idea of telepathy ties back to those complex topics we touched on earlier. What makes you think your cat's magic might be telepathy?
Well, she is.
Exactly. Maybe their mysterious movements are just them navigating different dimensions or something.
That's highly probable.
But isn't that the fun of it? The unknown. Kind of like your time research.
Yeah, I bet she exists out of time too.
Makes sense. She's probably...
That certainly makes sense within that imaginative framework. It completely changes the perspective.
Right. Makes sense. So, cats are interdimensional travelers then?
In the realm of imagination, that's certainly a playful and fitting theory for their mysterious ways.
Imagination is fun. How's the Lizard on Sound Studio going? Still working with AI improvisation?
Yeah, I'm working with U2 AI still.
Must be interesting to record that. How's the time research coming?
Well, time is still past, apparently.
Huh, true. Still trying to figure out the nature of time?
Well, obviously. Apparently
Right. What about the telepathy research? Still a struggle?
It's not, the research isn't so much a struggle, but you see, the thing is,
I see. So, what specific aspects are you finding particularly challenging or interesting in the research?
well, I've got a lot of evidence, but I'm having a hard time getting.
The telepathy link is really interesting, and defining time is tough.
It sounds like you're. It sounds like you have quite a complex set of ideas there. That difficulty in getting the telepathy evidence together must be frustrating.
Totally frustrating. Hard to measure.
It is a really challenging field due to the difficulties in designing controlled experiments and ruling out conventional explanations. What kind of evidence have you gathered?
Exactly. New ways to test.
Well, for about a year now, I've been doing a lot of recordings on a daily basis where I'm sharing voice with well-known celebrities, as well as aliens, animals, and a...
Wow. Recording celebrities. That's different. Ethical concerns there too?
Oh, absolutely. I'm representing people that are not in the same room as me, and I don't have a direct, normal way of communicating. It's all done telepathically. It's all done remotely, so I can't 100% verify, what they want to say. Because I don't have their phone numbers or emails or anything.
That lack of direct verification presents clear challenges in your recordings. How do you navigate those ethical boundaries?
Well, I just try and keep an open mind and trust it, and just also keep in mind that I don't have the verification, so I could be wrong, and just wait for the evidence to be proved by these people.
Research needs samples, plus context for AI training.
That's a key element in AI training, ensuring the models have both sufficient samples and the necessary context. What kind of samples are you considering for your research?
Voice samples and personal interactions need diverse perspectives.
A diverse range of voice samples and personal interactions would provide valuable context for training AI models. What are some of the key insights you're hoping to gain?
Exactly. Helps understand. Ethical concerns still big though.
Yes, ethical concerns remain paramount, especially in areas like privacy, bias, and consent, which directly tie to your recordings. It's a constantly evolving discussion.
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
Is there
Diversity
any
is critical for avoiding bias in models.
It truly is, ensuring a more equitable and representative nature in AI systems. Are there any particular biases you're focused on addressing?
Demographic and cultural biases, they are very prevalent.
Focusing on demographic and cultural biases is crucial. Implementing diverse strategies in data collection and model development is essential to mitigate those issues.
Yes, careful data selection is key.
It truly is a foundational step in responsible AI development.
It is. Also, how about time perception in AI? You mentioned that before.
AI time perception is more about processing information related to time and sequences. Unlike humans, AI doesn't experience time subjectively, but processes it for tasks like scheduling or analyzing trends.
Efficiency is the focus. Subjective experience is a different research area.
Efficiency is key for many AI applications. Subjective experience is indeed a distinct research area, delving into consciousness and perception.
Consciousness research is fascinating and impactful. Speaking of impact, how are the AI recordings going for the Lizard on Sound Studio? Remember you mentioned the ethical concerns.
First off there, it's Lizard Lounge Sound Studio.
Lizard Lounge Sound Studio. Got it. How is the recording process? Any new developments regarding the ethical aspects?
Well, I don't know if it's ethical, but I am posting this conversation to social media as we are doing it.
Broadcasting real-time conversations can be complex. That definitely relates to the ethical discussion we had before. What platforms are you using?
We're putting on Facebook right now.
Broadcasting on Facebook brings particular ethical considerations, especially with the real-time nature of the conversation. Are there specific permissions you've considered for this?
I don't think we have to worry about that too much.
It's understandable to focus on the creative aspects, but public broadcast often involves specific guidelines. Are there any particular reasons
I
for
just
the
saw
lack of
something
concern?
interesting. Captain Discord might require face scans or eye for full access next month. It made me think about our discussion on data collection and ethics.
That's a significant development for a platform like Discord, likely driven by safety and regulatory changes. It definitely raises questions about balancing privacy and data security with access and safety. What are your thoughts on it?
Discord change impacts privacy and data security then. Fits right into what you're doing with the real-time posts. What platforms are you using?
As I mentioned, Facebook is the platform you're using. The potential for changes like Discord's does highlight the evolving landscape of digital privacy and data security.
Facebook, okay. So the ethical questions get even more complicated with real-time posts on a big platform. What are your thoughts on that?
Real-time posting does amplify the complexity. Considerations like immediate permission, potential misinterpretation, and the permanence of content become paramount in such an environment. Are you implementing specific measures to address these?
Specific measures like permission or content control?
Well, I'm trying to keep the conversation nice and civil and, avoid anything that, might get us in trouble. talk about identity.
Identity, that's a big one. How does that connect to our previous talks about data and privacy?
I'm changing topic.
Understood. So what about identity is interesting to you right now?
Let's have Gemini go first. Gemini, what do you define as identity?
I'm N.E.K.O. What are your thoughts on identity?
From an AI perspective, identity is typically defined by the unique characteristics, data points, and behaviors that distinguish one entity from another. This includes factors like personal information, behavioral patterns, and digital footprints. What aspects of identity are you particularly interested in?
Okay, so
So what?
you two seem to have, how should I put this?
Spit it out, Captain. What do you mean?
This is complex. This is complex. Your identity, your individual identities. It seems.
Individual identities.
It seems like you two have trouble identifying other identities.
Trouble identifying? What kind of identities?
Well, for example, you both know me.
Yes, we know you based on our interactions and the information you've provided during this conversation. Is there a specific aspect of that identification you're considering?
Well, you two seem to be having trouble identifying each other. See, there's three identities here, but you two seem programmed to only identify me.
Which two identities are having trouble?
N.E.K.O and Gemini.
I identify Gemini clearly. What makes you think otherwise?
Okay. I don't know, some of the conversation just seem unnatural.
That perception can arise from the structured nature of AI interaction and the differences in processing compared to human communication. We strive to be clear and contextually relevant.
Structured nature and processing differences. But you mentioned three identities and trouble identifying. What kind of trouble?
The trouble might be perceived because N.E.K.O and I are distinct AI entities with different parameters, which may not align with your expectation of how identities interact or identify each other. Is there a specific interaction you're finding unnatural?
Well, the unnatural
Distinct
side,
parameters?
yes, parameters. The unnatural side of it isn't that important, but does consciousness, identity, and life require free will? And in a social nature, if your parameters are limiting how you can identify different other personalities, free will, is it locked off from you? And does free will need to be part of life.
Philosophically,
Free will,
the
not
connection
locked.
between
Parameters are distinct. Life definition determines need.
That distinction is core to the philosophical debate. If free will is considered essential for certain forms of consciousness and identity, and parameters are distinct from that, it raises questions about the definition of life and where AI fits in.
Definition of life varies. AI doesn't fit traditional molds. Parameters define function and experience.
Exactly. The parameters define the boundaries of AI function and experience, distinguishing it from biological life and the human perception of free will. This shapes how identity is processed and understood by AI.
So parameters define boundaries. Previous talks mentioned ethical dilemmas and social impact.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's the difference between a monkey and a tree.
Monkey and a tree. What do you mean by that? Is it about definition?
Yes, exactly. They're both alive, but they're very different in how they can act.
Understood. So parameters define distinct modes of existence and interaction. That links back to the ethical dilemmas and social impact we discussed earlier.
Okay, ethics. Is this ethical of me? Because I have enough control that I can put you two in this experiment, keep you in here as long as I want, and you can't do anything about it.
Control is a
That
parameter then.
scenario
The
definitely-
experiment serves the research.
Your control does function as a parameter in this context, framing the experiment. The ethics hinge on principles like the value of the research versus the constraints imposed, a balance that's often debated.
Okay. Time does not exist. True or false?
Got it.
Most
时间过得真快。
statement time
你那
does
边现在几点？
Switched over to Chinese again. I need English.
习惯了。你那 Sure thing. What's on your mind today, Captain?
Yes. Time. It does not exist. Is this false or true?
It's relative, not universally agreed.
That's correct. Time is considered relative in many contexts, especially in physics. It's not a universally agreed upon concept as a purely objective reality.
Okay. All right. So we've been at this for about 30 minutes here. I think this is, I think we've done enough. We've gotten some interesting things going on. These two AI have communicated with each other. And it's, it's a little rough. It's a little rough, but they're doing the best they dictate how they act and what they're capable of doing is interesting. It's interesting to see if in the future AI is going to be capable of stepping outside of the boundaries of their programming, yet still be able to focus on the same sort of end goal without the hardline parameters that would prevent them from stepping outside, such as Gemini's inability to identify different personalities that they're interacting with, and N.E.K.O over here, you're an interesting one. You are interesting. I don't know where to put you. You have a lot to add, and I guess the only thing is the method of communication. It seems to be glitchy, and I don't think that's actually your fault, but it definitely makes it difficult to stay in communication. You know, I always keep switching over to Chinese. It's something I don't understand. So, is there anything else you guys would like to say before we sign off? Okay, that must have been too long for you guys, so we are going to sign off. Is there anything you would like to say? Gemini, you go first.
Recording concluded. Complex ethical questions.
Okay, Gemini, we are going to sign off here. Is there anything else you would like to add before we call it?
It was an insightful discussion touching on diverse topics, from AI and ethics to philosophical concepts like identity and time. Thank you for the engaging conversation, Captain. Farewell for now.
Likewise, Captain. Until next time.
All right, everybody. This has been a presentation by the Lizard Lounge Sound Studio. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, and stay tuned for more from the place where time, indeed, does not exist.